Hello, friends. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the November 2020 energy forecast for life path number 4. So, November is a universal 6 energy. And what that means is basically we can focus on the words community, unity, love, family, health, service, and compassion. So I have a feeling that this month, home and family will be in the spotlight. Sometimes that can be very, very positive, and sometimes that can be a little challenging. And so you may be called this month to set some healthy boundaries, okay? So not to overextend yourself, to understand that it's okay to say no. This 6 energy is very loving and nurturing, but on the extreme side of that, that energy can be very smothering when it's in its extreme. And so be really mindful this month of the difference between being helpful and interference when it comes to others. So where you may be trying to step in and be helpful to another, you may actually be interfering within their life and their circumstances if they don't ask for your help or accept your help. And so again, try to find your balance within that 6 energy this month and show up in your highest expression and in love and nurturing without smothering. And so also that's why it's also very important to set those healthy boundaries so that because remember, collectively we'll be feeling this 6 energy. So if others are overstepping those bounds with you and interfering with your life and you haven't asked for or accepted that help, it is okay to set those boundaries, okay? And it is okay to say no to others. And so in the highest expression of the 6 energy, it really recognizes the sense of responsibility we have for our own well-being as well as the well-being of others. So again, it's sort of this dance of understanding and wanting to show up in compassion and show up in love and unity without overstepping the bounds. Okay, so just be aware of that energy. It is a universal energy, so it's something that we'll all sort of be feeling in one way or another. But balance is the key. And so I've broke down November into 4 weeks. And so the very first week for 4s, we have this energy of sort of creative freedom is really what's coming in. So creation can come in different forms, right? It can be literal creation when it comes to having children and that sort of thing, or it can be doing something that sets your heart on fire and just your passion, you love what you're doing as a hobby or whatever, when it can also be around career. But what I'm really feeling for 4s is this energy of needing to look to the past to show you the way forward, which is interesting because that doesn't come in a lot. Usually it's like, don't live in the past, be in the present, that sort of thing. But really what I'm feeling 4s is this first week of November, there's an opportunity to pull some really unique gems from your past experiences that will help you to gain insight and motivation towards your movement forward. And it really has to do with that creative freedom. And so what I'm kind of feeling is like you're kind of at the precipice of being like, you know what? I don't care what other people think. I don't care about fitting in. I'm going to stand out and be who I am. And those who don't understand it or who don't agree will not join the parade, right? So it's kind of like really sitting at the throne of your own creative energy and feeling like you don't need somebody else's permission to be able to express yourself. You don't need somebody else's permission to be able to be who you are. And there's a lot of magic involved in that. There's a lot of, autonomy and authenticity involved with that. And what I'm really getting is that you may have an opportunity to revisit a past experience and I'm almost feeling like it was like you might have been judged or misunderstood or misinterpreted. And that sort of facilitated your movement forward in the past, but now you have an opportunity to revisit that and see, okay, where was I influenced by somebody else's opinion of me? And where did I let that dictate my movement forward, as opposed to going within and recognizing my own authenticity and my own power and my own creative life force. And so there's this opportunity at the beginning of the week or the beginning of the month to really sit at your own creative throne and just, again, lead by example and just be who you are without that added pressure of having to fit in or be perfect or, just confine yourself and not be who you came here to be. And so really powerful energy, but I am really getting that sense that there's some gems to pull from the past. And so again, it can be like some lessons learned from the past that you're using in your movement forward at this time. So don't discount what happened in the past. Pull the gems from that. Don't stay there, don't live there, but there's definitely some wisdom to be pulled from that. And then as we move into the second week of November, we have this energy of feeling like the restriction has been lifted, the confines have been lifted. It's almost like you have felt like you have been sort of walking through mud, or that you've been really restricted. And I know that's kind of ironic, right? Coming out because at this moment that I'm recording this, we're still in this pandemic and there's still a lot of restrictions and that sort of thing. But this almost feels more energetic. So it's like an energetic confinement. And it's almost like those chains that have been binding you are breaking free this second week of November. And again, it's you stepping out into your power, you stepping out into your creative life force, and being who you came here to be without apology, okay? And so there's really some justice involved in that. There's this freedom involved with that, where it's like you don't need permission to be who you are, okay? And so there's just this really freeing energy around the second week of November, and it's all comes back to how you harness it. So fours can sometimes be when they're a little out of alignment, and of course we go in and out of alignment throughout our entire lifetime. That's where the challenges are, that's where the lessons are, that's where the growth is. But there's this opportunity, because fours can sometimes be very practical, very pragmatic, very in the physical. And so sometimes it's really easy for fours to just see things in black and white and needing things to be very concrete. And in life, there's a lot of ambiguity. and sometimes that can be a little challenging for fours, but it's almost like you are breaking down those concrete walls and allowing yourself to feel that freedom, feel the wind beneath your wings, right? As you break free and step into your own passion, your own drive, your own creativity. So again, there's a level of justice associated with this. It's almost like you feel like you've been waiting for the external to give you the permission, but you finally recognize the only one who needs to give you permission to be who you are is you. The only one who needs to give you permission to step into your purpose is you. And so this again feels very energetic. It feels very metaphysical as opposed to physical. And so, yeah, it feels very transformative, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but very kind of like you've been going through a transformation for a while, and now all of a sudden it's just like you get that aha moment or that light bulb going off, and it just feels like the chains dropping, you're just free. And so it's really this powerful energy coming in that's very energetic. Now, this could be for some of you, this could be very physical, right, in the 3D plane, as far as something coming in for you, like a win or closure to something. Even if it doesn't turn out the way that you anticipated it would turn out, it still feels like very freeing because you're able to have closure, okay? And so Again, that could be very specific for some fours, but it is this feeling of closure and then freedom. So however that comes in for you. And also truth coming in and finding your balance, right? So it's kind of like, interesting. Something that's really coming in strongly is like being able to see both sides of the story and finding the balance between the two and finding your own equilibrium. So that's also very, very potent that's coming in. So just be aware of that. It's like you get to choose what you participate in, and you get to choose your balance, right? Like you have the power to find your own balance regardless of the external noise. Okay, so however that comes in for you. And then we have the third week of November, which comes back to this energy of finding your footing and finding your balance. So it's almost like at the beginning of the month, you are breaking free from those confines, from those, whatever it is that's holding you back, whatever it is, whether it's, belief systems, whether it's actually something in the physical, whether it's other people's judgments or other people's expectations. Whatever it is, it's like at the beginning of the month, you break free from that, or you have the opportunity to break free from that. Remember, we have free will. We get to choose. So you may very well choose to, not take part in this opportunity, but chances are you will, just because it's going to be very, very powerful and very pulling as far as like, again, it's this opportunity to just break free. And so it's almost like that happens at the beginning of the month, and then you're trying to find your footing after that and trying to find your own, again, equilibrium and balance to decide how you want to move forward. And so, again, this all seems very abstract. It seems very energetic. And so it's, for some of you, it may literally be like you need to find balance because you're so busy, and that's great. But for many, it feels very, like I said, abstract. It feels very energetic. It's like, okay, I've energetically broken free from these constructs, and now I need to find my footing. I need to, I said that I wanted to have this creative self-expression, and now I have it, and now what do I want to do with it? And so it's finding your own balance and finding your own inner, again, equilibrium. And so however that comes in. For those of you that this is very physical energy and you really are just, things feel very chaotic and you need to find your footing, then this is just a call to, again, find your own balance. What works for you? How can you calm the waters if things, again, feel very chaotic? You, again, get to choose what you participate in. So if you're choosing to participate in the chaos, then you need to find your balance within the chaos, because it's really hard to find balance and harmony and tranquility in extremes. So again, if you are finding yourself in some kind of extreme, you're too busy, you're not busy enough, whatever comes in for you, then again, it's finding that balance and using your own resources to figure out what works for you. So again, third week is just that call to, you get to mitigate, you get to mediate, you get to decide, where you can find your balance and ease some of that stress and some of that chaos if it comes in for you. You just have to be aware of it, and then you can mitigate it, okay? And then we move into the fourth week of November, and it's interesting, we suddenly have this energy around, the word acceptance is coming in, but also this energy of forgiveness. And so it's almost like this month could hold an opportunity for you to revisit the past, revisit those circumstances where other people may have judged you or confined you or made you feel small, or who you allowed to make you feel small or whatever. And this month is about really revisiting that energy, revisiting those people who may have harmed you or who have triggered you or whatever it is, and finding the acceptance for where they are at within their own journey and finding the forgiveness. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that if it was a toxic experience that you need to go back to that toxic experience and revisit it to make amends. That just means, this energy is just more about you finding the acceptance and you finding the forgiveness to be able to move forward on this new path, on this new trajectory, and not allowing those past injustices or those past behaviors to continue to hold you back or to continue to influence your current experience. So again, if you have things come up, and remember, the 6 energy, the 6 universal energy is all about home, family, community. And so it's very possible that this may come up for you around those topics. So around home, family, or community. So if you feel like there was some kind of injustice done to you, there was some kind of judgment, something that hurt you, this is an opportunity for you to do some healing on your own and to, however that works for you, but to find the balance. Balance is a really big word that's coming in, or a really big key theme that's coming in for 4s this month. To find the balance, to find your own truth, and then to find the acceptance to be able to meet others where they're at on their journey as they follow their own truths, right? And to no longer allow that those feelings to hold you back, okay? So it's interesting. This month for 4s is where 4s can often be very physical. This is feels very energetic and very metaphysical. So very moving within, a lot of inner work, but also a lot of freedom and allowing, a lot of release and a lot of finding your own truth, and within that truth, finding your own balance. So 4s, your energy is actually a balance between the two, the physical and the metaphysical. 4s are all about that external foundation, those laws, those structures, that stability. But also in turn, 4s are very much about the heart center, the intuition, the spiritual, right? And so it's really about finding your balance in that area, as well as finding your balance in how you show up to others and how you, what you choose to participate in. So interesting energies for 4s this month. I did pull a animal spirit card just to kind of get an idea of the overall energies for the month. And I had to kind of laugh when I got this because, and I'm a 4 as well. I'm a life path 4 as well. So I understand this, but we got Roadrunner spirit, and Roadrunner is saying, keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously, which is really funny because for 4s, again, as we're moving back and forth, into and out of alignment, when we're out of alignment, we can be very serious. We can be very workaholics. We can be those perfectionists and wanting to have control of the situation. And it's kind of like that's when the universe will step in and do something to remind us that we're taking things too serious. We need to relax a little bit, right? It's like if you feel the tension in your shoulders, be aware of it and release that tension because we're taking things too serious. We need to relax a little bit, loosen the grip a little bit, right? So I feel like this opportunity, or this month, is going to have opportunities for us to be able to do that and to find our joy throughout the process, but to also find our own creative freedom and our own ways to express ourselves that are outside of the way things have always been done, right? So outside of the traditional way things have always been done, which can be a little bit difficult at first for 4s because, again, we're so used to, following the rules or, or following tradition or whatever that is. And it's like, we're at a stage now where we're meant to create our own rules and create our own, new things that serve us. Okay. So really powerful energies for November for 4s. Again, it's what we do with it. It's how we harness it. And then, what we choose to participate in. But this month has the opportunity to be very transformative and freeing. So take advantage of it this month, 4s. Okay, this was a general reading. So if you would like a personal reading, please book some time with me. The link for my website is in the description box below. I would love to work with you. Otherwise, I will see you again soon. Take care for now. Bye.